Hold on. Let me adjust.
Okay, we're live. Hey everyone, we apologize for the long wait. I apologize so much. We were both have a presentation before this, but that didn't work out. Thankfully, we were able to get some time in to make sure everything is fine with them. So everybody say hi to Raindrop and Ronald Lopez.
Yo.
Hi.
L's in the air.
Hey. What was it?
Am I live on IG?
Let me see.
Do I have to do something?
I didn't get the notification that you're live just yet, but let me see. On my end, you're not live yet.
Do I have to push something, India? I can't hear you.
Yes, there's a go live on your Instagram. Just press
okay, so that's showing.
Go back to my Instagram on the computer.
Yeah, press go live in the top corner.
Okay, got it.
Yep. Okay.
So we're doing a keynote 2, uncovering Young Lisa Lopez, contextualizing Left Eye, pre-fame, and her loved ones. We're doing one with Raindrop and Ronald, and then we're going to do one with Karen, her aunt Karen. So I am excited. I am very, very excited. Welcome now. I'll make sure I'm covering all bases while y'all live thing together.
Okay. Are we going to be able to see anybody or no?
Yo, it's my boy Cuban Missile Crisis.
Hey,
yes.
Bonito.
Hey, to all y'all fans.
He was actually on here earlier. He had did a presentation for his art.
Really? Okay.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Tito.
Yes.
Somebody said big boy with the muscles.
Yeah.
When you're ready, we can talk about, Lisa, the early life and influences, discussing Lisa's childhood, her family background and upbringing, insight in her personality, her interests, and early signs of her artistic talents. Is there anything in those topics you know that comes to mind that you're willing to express at this moment?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the greatest things about our childhood was having Lisa as a big sister. I mean, we grew up, in a troubled home. I think, people know some of the stories that Lisa told, how strict my father was and abuse and things like that. So you can imagine in an environment like that, what it means to have a big sister, to put that happiness and joy in your life and kind of make you forget about, all the problems. Because when it was just us in the house, and for some reason, it seems like we were home a lot by ourselves.
All the time.
Yeah. Dad wasn't around. Mom was the one, paying the bills and working. So it was me, Lisa, and Rain.
So that's why for me, like my favorite times in our childhood were when my mom took us from my dad and moved us to Florida. And it was just us because my mom had to work literally every day, all day just to make ends meet. So Lisa was our babysitter. She was like 2.5 years older than me. But yeah, she was our babysitter, like our second mom. And it was like the funnest times ever.
Oh, yeah. Amazing. And, one thing about me and Rain, because we're close in age, like we fought a lot. We would
always
at each other. So
like this fought like that. It's sad. Like it's funny like now, but it's sad. You know what I mean? But it was the environment we were around. Like I just saw him as my stinky little brother. And I didn't want him nowhere near me. Not all the time, but because we played a lot too. And I used to play practical jokes on him all the time, like crazy practical jokes.
Oh, yeah.
Telling him to go outside, take his clothes off, and I lock the doors in the house.
Oh,
my God.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Lisa had to deal with all that, besides keeping us entertained, creating games and stuff, she had to keep me and Rain from trying to kill each other.
Yeah, the peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, she's a major part of both of our upbringing.
I feel for you, especially you, Ron, because I'm the youngest. On my side, I got technically about 6 or 7 siblings older than me.
Oh, wow.
So and I'm the baby, but you know, they will look after me sometimes too. I'm like, child, they prank me all that and all that. It just be crazy. So
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm the baby too. I can relate.
Are you
Oh,
really?
we got a lot of babies here. See? Thank you.
So when we stopped fighting, Ronald says it was when he realized he can actually hurt me. Then he said he stopped fighting me. And I guess we just never fought anymore after that.
Well, one thing that I learned, you know, growing up in a house with a lot of abuse is I learned what I didn't want to be like.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one thing that it did for Lisa, it made Lisa a much stronger person, where Lisa's attitude came to the point where nobody's going to hit me. I will stand up. I will fight for my rights. I will fight for my voice. I don't care if it's male, female, how big you are. And, you know what I mean? Lisa showed an amazing amount of strength from such a young age. And a lot of times we would see that strength when she was defending me or Rain. When she was, you know, when we're getting bullied and Lisa's the one standing up and willing to fight for us. Like, you're not going to pick on my little brother or sister.
Aww.
So Ronald, do you remember the time where we were going to Cook Middle School? Because me and Ronald are just a grade apart. Lisa was actually 3 grades ahead of me. So me and Ronald were in the same middle school, and some girl, and I think it has something to do with the church, threatened to beat me up after school. You remember that? And so Lisa came up to my school, waited on a corner for that girl, because she was like, there's no way. So my mom always sewed. She's always had sewing machines everywhere. And she had this little tiny screwdriver, literally like this big. So Lisa went home, got the screwdriver, had it like concealed in her hand so you couldn't see it. And when the girl, you know, the girl was much bigger than her and me. So when the girl was like trying to fight her, Lisa just kept like going like that with her arm and the screwdriver was in her hand. Ooh. But a little while later, this girl pulls out a knife.
A big
and I just remember me and Lisa just standing there, and this older guy, he was like an adult. He was like, y'all better go. Man, we ran home.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was rough. Yeah.
It was scary. It was scary when it was happening.
Yeah, it was. Like, I'm laughing now, but back then, no, I was terrified.
Mm-hmm.
But Lisa wasn't.
She was, so brave. And she, you know, she kept that with her. That's one attribute that stayed with her throughout her whole life. You know, her courage and willing to fight. And you see that in all aspects of her career and all through her personal.
So that's true. It just takes me to a lot of things. Like, she just was not putting up with whatever. Like, she was going to do something. Like, that's
she was a fighter.
Cool.
If it was worth fighting for, she was fighting for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether it was herself or a situation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No, I don't even know what to say, because that's been me before. Like, I was in a situation like that before. When I was a kid, and I was just like, not a big knife, it was just like a small knife. It was still terrifying me. It
was a knife.
It was a knife. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, But I'm glad Lisa stood up for y'all, because I didn't know this story. Like, the stories about her protecting y'all while being bullied.
Oh yeah,
I never knew that.
Yeah, I used to run home from school almost every day at one of the elementary schools. Not in Florida. No one bullied us in Florida. This was in Philly.
She would fight guys too. I mean, it was one time this guy, when I was little, you know, he punched me in my face, and I didn't know how to fight. You know, I was little. I didn't want to fight. I was scared of fighting.
Yep.
And Lisa came down there. She saw what happened, and she was jumping in his big brother's face, looking like she was about to fight him. And then she was upset with me, like, Ronald, you better fight back. You better fight back. And went in the house and told my mom, Ronald needs to learn how to fight.
Good.
So, you know, she wasn't down for nobody being picked on.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that, because she just is fearless. She was just fearless. She just went for it. Like, that's just what it was. She's going. You can't stop her when she's going.
Yeah, it's true. Oh yeah, she's a force.
But what was it? So the questions for this part, the early life and influences. The first one is, what was a typical day like for Lisa when she was a kid?
She was constantly creating. I think Lisa's mind must have moved at like the speed of light. I don't know how much stuff she had going on in there, but she always had something to do. There was never a dull moment, never a boring moment. And it was just constant creation. You know, whether it was stuff for me and Rain, whether it was, you know, her own personal things, something for school. She was constantly creating, drawing, painting, writing, building, you know, just anything you could think of. She was a creator, a very artistic creator.
Speaking of Lisa being a creator, so these are some examples of some type of the things that she would create. So, you know, we were not raised with a lot of money. A lot of times, you know, we were struggling most of the time. So we couldn't get the Barbies, the Barbie doll houses, whatever. You know, we got a doll that looked like Barbie, but that was it. There was no accessories, probably even no clothes.
Got Darby. Barbie, we got Darby.
Yes, exactly. So Lisa actually built a 2-story Barbie dollhouse with an elevator. Okay. It had like 4 rooms, an elevator, furniture, and the elevator worked. You like why she had to like hook to some string, a box inside of.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that.
Yes, and she would turn the thing. Yes, and the Barbie doll was able to take the elevator to the 2nd floor. Stuff like that. She would make like a TV out of a cereal box. You know when Lisa made those? Yeah, it was like
with the paper
a scroll on each end, and the cereal box was cut out in the front. And the scrolls would have the story on it, the picture. So when it would scroll, the pictures would, you know, be in the middle of the box, and it would be an entire story.
Yeah,
that is incredible.
Yes, I tried to recreate that for my nephews. I got a little close, but still at this age, I still couldn't do what Lisa did as a kid. I was like, dang, it's a little bit like Lisa made, but nowhere near.
They probably appreciate you, like, you know, still trying to bring that into, you know, to them and be like, you know, I feel auntie through auntie. You know what I'm saying? Like, auntie's really, you know, being there for us and showing us what this amazing thing was. Like, the part about being broken, creating things from scratch. I was like that when I was a kid. My mother couldn't afford. That was a big wrestling fan when I was a kid. I used to love wrestling. And
Ronald did too.
Oh yeah, same here. Hulkamaniac.
Wait until I busted his bubble.
Oh, well.
He thought it was real the whole time he was a kid, and I used to tell him, "It's fake. It's fake." He hated it.
Why would you do that? You know, leave me in my bliss.
No, because once you out of it, you out of it. Just to be very honest, like
I didn't want to accept it. I didn't want to accept it.
He didn't.
Telling me it's fake.
He's like, no, it's not.
When I was a kid, people would tell me that too, but I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm still watching it until I'm convinced it's fake. And once I saw it, I was just like, I can't unsee it anymore. I can't unsee it. But when I was a big fan of them, I was just watching, you know, wrestling, old wrestling stuff, and I wanted some of the entrances and action figures and stuff like that. So I remember my mom couldn't afford to get one of the wrestling entrances, and they stopped selling it, and I just made it out of paper.
That's right. See, the thing is, the kids now, they have access and they can get a lot of things. We had to be creative, you know what I mean? So a lot of times I think it stifles the kids now that they just have everything. And, you know, not everything, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
What was it? The next question is, what was it like seeing Lisa learn to balance her personal responsibilities with making her art and doing business?
Wait, what?
Like when she was a kid, and, you know, her learning the business and the art, you know, being an artist, but also still having to do her homework, still having to go to school, still having to
But Lisa wasn't in school when she got in TLC.
No, like at the beginning when she was learning these things, like, okay, what is music business? What is, you know, what is it like?
I don't think she was learning that until she moved to Atlanta.
Oh.
Yeah, she wasn't into the music like that. In Philly, she was performing at talent shows.
Okay, she was just expressing herself as
that was pretty much it, and doing fashion shows. you know, and writing, you know, poems, writing raps, but she didn't know anything about the music business, not that age.
Well, cutting the business part out of it when it comes to, you know, doing the shows and doing her homework, like, what was it like seeing her balance that?
She didn't do her homework. That's why she got kicked out of school. She got kicked out of school. My mom but Lisa promised my mom she would go get her GED. She didn't graduate high school. She got her GED later.
Well, I remember she said that too. That she got kicked out of high school.
Yeah.
She said something about electronics, like this girl was selling electronics. She got put
Yeah, she, you know, she was extremely smart student. I mean, when she tried, she would get straight A's. She would win. There was like this contest in the school, and she built a bridge. She took like first place for building a bridge. Art contest, she would win, and she can get straight A's anytime she wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
You get to a certain age, you start getting distracted, hanging out with your girlfriends, and, you know, you got other things going on in your head.
And whenever I had an art project in school, Lisa would do it for me. And then they just thought I was like the most artistic person in the whole school, because they would tell me to go create a poster for Thanksgiving. I'm like, Lisa, she never not did it. She always helped me. It doesn't even matter. Like 10 minutes later, I had this poster of this turkey drawn on it and it colored in, and I brought it to school. Like, oh yeah, we can get Raindrop to do everything. And I was like,
Oh, yeah, that's the problem with that type of thing. It's like, oh my gosh, she's great. Imagine what she did, and pull you by yourself to do these things.
No, that's exactly what happened. They asked me, you know how they give certificates and awards at graduation? They asked me to write all the names in calligraphy, because Lisa would write in calligraphy. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I said yes, took all the awards home, and it never got done. Lisa might have moved to LA by that time. I mean, Atlanta by that time. It never got done.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wait, hold on. What was the next question? Can you share how Lisa's first, oh, sorry, let me say it over. Can you share how Lisa first discovered hip hop? Do you recall any particular moment or experience that sparked her love for the genre?
Well, I mean, our family has a history in music. You know, my dad was a musician, his father, their brothers. So Lisa was heavily influenced by the music around her. But then also, we grew up in the beginning of the hip hop generation, you know, up there in Philadelphia, where, you know, close to New York, where it all started. And Lisa got into it heavily. I mean, I remember she would, you know, listen to the countdowns on the radio at the end of the day. We had this little recorder with a cassette, and she would record all the songs and, you know, just play them on repeat over and over again, start writing her own raps. So, I mean, she always had music in her, but I think when the hip hop came out, she really found her avenue to, you know, truly express herself, because she was a poet.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So she was just around when it started happening. Oh, I need to be in this. Like, she just knew.
I think she saw it as something unique and different than the mainstream as well.
Yes. Yep. That's another thing. Yep. It was different at the time.
Yeah. And then it was about expressing yourself, you know, expression. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that leads
I also want to say it's built out of resourcefulness. Hip hop comes from being resourceful, you know.
Yes.
For DJing, graffiti, we're dealing with scraps and making the best out of what we got. So
and Lisa did a lot of graffiti, and I know you know this.
Yes.
Yeah, she did a lot of graffiti, not on buildings, but as far as artwork on clothing, she would make shirts and jackets for people, and, you know, do the graffiti, their name in graffiti.
Yeah, I mean, even her own marketing back then, you know, she had a group, one of her friends was called Too Sweet in the Heartbeat.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I never heard that one.
I mean, she would create like her own flyers, all artistic, you know. She would, you know, write the name of the group in her little artistic calligraphy ways and draw pictures of them. And it was just so dope. I mean, at this time, I don't think we had any idea in the direction this was going in. You know, we're just enjoying it along with her. But yeah.
And like for us, you know, I've had questions like that, you know, by other people, like, how was it growing up with a sister like that? But for us, we don't know anything outside of that. So it's so normal that it's just regular. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard sometimes to answer it when you don't know anything else.
Yeah.
That was a normal childhood with Lisa, creating plays for us to do, building Barbie doll houses, building TVs out of cereal boxes. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I didn't know that was a mark of a genius. You know, to us it was big sis, and we're having fun.
Right. Anything Lisa told us to do, we were happy to do it. If Lisa said do it, we're going to do it.
Yes.
I mean, she really stood out. I mean, even within the family, you know, and not just for me and Rain, but our cousins, our aunts, our uncles. I mean, everybody saw something special in Lisa.
I always say Lisa was a celebrity before she made it into TLC, because just like he said, in the family, in the neighborhood, she was a celebrity as a little kid. Everyone just liked her, wanted to be around her. She always had that.
Yes.
All right. Well, that leads to the next section. Musical beginnings. Exploration of how Lisa was introduced to music and hip hop culture. Any notable moments or experiences that shaped her early musical journey? We just discussed that. So we can just go into the next question.
Well, we forgot the earliest moment. When my mother took us to see Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yes.
Came out in the early 70s. And when we got home, and I just remember loving that movie as well. I was younger, but Lisa came home and played that ditty. And I don't know if you guys have seen the movie, but it's do 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 do. Those are the notes. And Lisa goes home, and my mom said, you know, she was just messing with the piano, kept doing it until she got it. And she was really young. So I would say that was the start.
Yeah, that was the start. And somebody put in the comments that, you know, Queen Latifah and Moni Love were her influences, and that's true. She listened to a lot of them, and you know, they were inspirations for her.
Yes, definitely Latifah, for sure, and Moni.
MC Light too. I remember hearing about MC Light.
Yes. She had, I remember Moni Love's poster on the wall.
Lisa had her wall covered in posters.
Michael Jackson, Prince.
Yeah, Run DMC.
LL Cool J.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't see
Duran. Yes. It is like, who?
No, I know.
Oh, I thought you said who.
No, I was like Duran for real.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't just hip hop. I mean, when you looked at Lisa's wall, it was multiple genres of music represented.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the timeline would go back even before her time, you know, as far as her musical influences.
Yep.
All right. So the first question is, what did you think when Lisa started rapping? Your perception when you started seeing her doing that.
Like when she got in TLC or pre,
like in general, like when you seen her doing. I know you said you seen her as her sister.
It was just normal. Honestly, it was just something else Lisa did. You know, like she wrote poetry a lot. You know, rapped a lot, performed a lot. So it wasn't anything outside of the ordinary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was the same that she had always been doing. And like I said, I mean, I'm probably one of Lisa's very first fans, because you know, as a little brother, I would remember her raps from way back in the day.
I know. What?
I remember y'all was in a group, the Lopez Kids, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was Lisa's first official group, the Lopez Kids.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Singing around at different churches.
Yep. Marching in a circle.
Yep. Lisa would choreograph everything. All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to walk in a circle. First you, Ronald, then you, Rain, then I'm going to go, and you're going to do this. And, you know.
That's beautiful.
Everything. She was, you know, left eye in training.
So the next one is, in some of Todd Jones, Young Lisa Lopez, may he rest in peace. In some of Todd's released footage of Lisa from high school, she clearly shows an interest in hosting, particularly in radio. This eventually led to her involvement in MTV's The Cut and hosting various parties and fashion shows and award shows. A true mistress of ceremonies, MC. Did Lisa ever express a desire to pursue a career in radio or see it as a platform for her creative expression?
She never mentioned radio after she got in TLC, not to me, or even before that. You know, on those tapes she did, because I think back then in Philly, radio was more accessible, you know, so she could have been thinking in her mind, you know, let me do radio, you know, but that definitely wasn't the big picture. I think that was probably the local quickest way for her to make it.
Gotcha.
So I just saw a request,
To do a rap.
That says, you know, let's see Ron, you know, recite one of Lisa's raps.
Go ahead, Ron.
I'll do a line, and you know, I'm 49 years old. This might be about 40 years old.
No excuses.
Oh, no excuses. No excuses at all.
Okay. I'll jump in if I know it.
She's like, you'll get higher and higher until you reach the barbed wire. Stop. My lyrics mean something. They're not good for nothing. The beat, it example. Here's an example. Life is just a brief moment in time. Nothing to strengthen the meaning of being totally inclined that you can ease to believe in the mind you receive, yet not ease to be pleased in this life you must lead. You hate to initiate and make an obvious mistake. And then it just
goes. Dang! Now we do some of it.
That's like 40 years old, son.
Ron, you gotta write it down. Write it down.
Yes.
I will.
So you won't forget it, you know.
Yeah, no, it's
I just remember,
but you're right. If I think about it, I might be able to remember the whole thing.
Yeah, because I think you forgot the part. Stop or you'll be catching on fire. Till you reach the barbed wire.
You'll be catching on fire.
Yeah, you didn't say that part.
They're not good for nothing.
That's the only part I remember.
I love this so much.
Me too. I want to say this. I want to say this for the audience, people that are reading and that are typing and listening. Letting y'all know what I'm reading is an outline that's pre-done, pre-sent to them already. After we get through that, there'll be a Q&A for for questions after all of that. So if you feel like you're being skipped, it's not. It is intentional because we got an order.
He said it is intentional.
Because we have an order. Like I'm not just reading.
Order. He's the boss. We don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
She's the boss and he's the boss.
We gotta take it because we did it. We did do
He's
it.
The boss.
Wait, that way.
Okay, there we go. I know, right? I went the wrong way at first.
They're saying, look, they're going on. Killed it.
Let's go, Ron. You killed it.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Go, Ron. Let's go.
Oh, that's great.
What was it? So,
our tech is saving your questions, guys, so no worries.
All right.
Good. Okay, so the next question is, in what ways did radio serve as a creative outlet for Lisa? Was she involved in any DJing or guest hosting, or did she have ideas about starting her own show?
Not that I know of.
I mean, she probably did, especially when it comes to starting her own show. It was just, it was maybe like 1,000 different things that Lisa wanted to do. And, it's hard to pinpoint each one, but, she used to love pretending that she was a radio DJ and, practicing, reading the scripts or hosting the shows and things like that. She used to have,
you saw that
me and Rain try it a couple of times. Mm-hmm. Do you remember she had me and you try it?
Try what, at Todd's?
Yeah. To try to talk like we're on the radio, like we're presenting something or doing a commercial.
No, and when I was watching the videos one day, I was actually trying to think, were we ever there? And I figured we were, but I just don't remember. Just not in my memory.
Yeah, for Lisa, it would just flow. She was a natural at it. I really think she could have did anything she put her mind to.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I just want to make sure I'm in tune with everything that's going on behind the scenes. So we'll get to the next question. This one specifically for Ronald. Is in this wait, this is the one you wanted to ask, India.
I wanted to, but go ahead and just say it. Just say it on my
Okay.
I'll chime in.
Okay. So get ready. All right. So Ronald, in Lisa's The Block Party music video, you can be seen breakdancing.
In the Olympics?
Can you share how you got into breakdancing and what drew you into it? What was it like being part of the video and how did it come about? Lisa was naturally talented in dance, so that's...
Okay, so first of all, I have zero experience in breakdancing.
Wow.
Zero, nada,
like the Olympics.
nada, zilch. You know what happened? This was It's crazy how it happened. I was a martial artist. I taught karate, and Lisa was going to let each one of us like get a little feature somewhere in the video. So my plan was to do it like a kata, do a karate kata. Now, Hype Williams, who was directing the video, he was like, no. We need somebody in the breakdancing. It's not going to look right with two people. We need a third person. I was like, Hype, I don't breakdance. Come on, man, just get in there and do something. I'm like, so I took some moves from my kata and tried to turn it to make it look like breakdancing.
Like they did in the Olympics.
I personally felt stupid. Once I saw it, I'm like, okay, it doesn't look that bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, that's how that happened. You know, they pushed me in there. It's like, you got to do this. So, but I mean, it was an amazing time. I love being a part of the block party video. I think that's the only Lisa's video I was in.
You weren't in Get It Up?
No.
Oh.
I
was in Get It Up. I thought we were all
like the Olympics. I think I did a little better than the Olympics, girl.
Yeah, no, you definitely did. Yeah.
You did good. I was questioning if it was wrong. I'm like, Ron, breakdance?
That's what I was like. He doesn't breakdance.
Yeah, I know, because I fooled some people. I actually
you did. No.
Like, okay, you know what he's doing. I'm like,
what? See, y'all were fooled.
Yeah,
karate.
Okay.
I thought it was like a camera tricking or something. I'm like, that's Ronald. Let me talk to him about breakdancing, because I brought it up in the chat. I'm like, we gotta ask him. We gotta ask him about this.
That's funny.
Yeah, funny story.
So that, what was it? The next question is, did you both ever engage in breakdancing?
No, you don't have to ask that because
that's the same.
Let me just say one thing about dancing, period. Okay. Me and Ronald did not have rhythm growing up at all. I think Ronald may have gotten some in college, maybe-ish.
Yeah.
And I got mine probably a little after that. I was Rhythmless Nation forever. So yeah, like over here, no, nothing, nada. Rhythmless Nation.
But I would say that it feels good every time I watch that video and I see y'all dancing with her. Like I was jamming to the video, I think this morning or yesterday. And I was just like dancing. I was like, I love it because y'all was getting down and having fun. I'm like, I was looking at the dancers too at the end, and I'm just like, y'all can't say these paid actors aren't having a good time.
Oh yeah,
it was very fun. And let me tell you something else about dancing. So, do you guys remember the ladies' night video? And Ronald wasn't there; it was just the ladies. Mm-hmm. So they were teaching us, the steps. We went to Miami early. Lisa got like 2 SUVs full of people going to Miami. Most of them were her girls. It was a few guys. So anyway, we get down there, and I think we may have been down there a week early. I would say at least 3 to 4 days early. It may not have been a whole week. So anyway, they're teaching us the movements and everything, whatever. Of course, I'm not picking them up. I'm like halfway getting them. So that's why in the video, if you blink, you cannot see me at all. You can see me if you like pause every frame. I'm like, okay, there I am right there behind that person. It's because I didn't know the routine. I could not pick it up in a couple of days. Now I know it, but
years later.
Yeah.
What was this? So the next question is, can you share the story behind Lisa adopting the moniker Lisa Love and QT? What inspired her to choose these names, and what did it reflect? And how did it reflect her personality and or aspiration at the time? Did Lisa's friends or family members contribute to the creation of the names?
That's a long question.
I know. I meant to. I
just. You want to know, Ronald? You can have it.
No, I was about to have it too.
Well, I mean, I don't know where QT came from. I would assume because people always told her she was cute. Lady Love is because back then everyone used something Love, like Moni Love. It was just common.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Like Little Love that came up too.
Like Little Bow Wow. People use Little Wayne.
Yeah.
And you got
it was Love. Lisa Love.
LL, Lisa Lopes, Lady Love.
Yeah. So QT, I'm not sure. I just think probably because she was a cutie. So.
Well, I know what it stands for. Like she said in an interview, it was quality and acronym. But I don't know what made it, what specifically.
Oh, QT, what does it mean? Quality a degree. That was in her rap. Remember, Ronald?
Yeah.
She said what it meant, and that was the start of the rap.
QT, what it mean, quality a degree, something like that.
In other words, superiority.
Street life.
Yeah. Superiority.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. It didn't sink in yet. That didn't sink in.
I know. No, I just realized it when you said what QT meant. That verse in the rap.
Yeah, me too.
Started playing in my head. Thanks, Lily.
So the next question is, who were some of Lisa's favorite? We talked about this earlier. Yeah. Favorite hip hop artists. The next one is, do you think Lisa would have pursued a professional degree of some sort during a music hiatus?
A professional degree?
Like when she went to college for music.
Oh, I don't know.
I think if she did, it may not have been music related. It could have been some
health
type
related,
of health
maybe?
and wellness relation.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
because she definitely studied a lot on her own with that, so
mm-hmm.
I can see her doing that.
Yeah, she loved learning. I mean, she would have people come to her house and they would just be having all these deep conversations and stuff. And she'd be like, Ronald, you need to come over here and talk about this stuff. You like this type of stuff. So, I mean, Lisa was definitely into, the mysteries, the unknowns and stuff, very inquisitive.
Yo. You answer every question. I'll just be like, yo.
Yep.
or no. Yeah. Go ahead, Ronald, say something.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah. So the next question, which is the last question for this part, is any favorite memories of Lisa performing before she left and got into TLC?
Oh, performing in Philly?
Yeah, like, when she was out on the scene, like any favorite performance?
I don't think Ronald probably ever saw her perform in Philly. I don't know that I have, because we were younger. Ronald was, even younger than I was. So like I would tag along with her sometimes, but I don't know that Ronald really would, because he was younger.
No.
And it was always at night. You know what I mean? Lisa sometimes would sneak out the house to go to these things. So it was like that. It wasn't like the family was like, hey, yeah, let's see you perform. No.
Right. Yeah.
At a school, maybe the family might come, but no, we didn't really see her perform outside of the house. Mm-hmm. And when we performed together at like churches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're entering the next section, the journey to TLC. Initial struggles and determination. Discussion on Lisa's early efforts to break into the music industry and challenges faced and how she overcame them. So I don't know if anything popped in your mind now before I go into the question, this only question we have. Huh?
Somebody said something?
Oh, no, I wasn't sure, but I wanted to create room, when Lisa, I think this is the first question. This is the only question I have, but it could roll into something as well. Like, do you remember when Lisa told you she was moving to Atlanta? Like, what were your thoughts?
She ain't tell us.
She ain't tell us. One day, I just realized my sister was gone.
Honestly, me
like,
too. Honestly, I don't think that she was living with us at the time, because at certain times Lisa was living with our Nana, our dad's mom. I mean, she was like 2 blocks away, but a lot of times Lisa was living over there. So we didn't know what was going on day to day over there, all the time. So yeah, like Ronald, I don't remember exactly when she was gone. It seems like she was just around and then she was gone.
And she was gone. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no cell phones back then. So it's not like you're like, hey, where you at, Lily? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh.
And it's probably one of the best things that she did was getting out of Philadelphia.
It was. What?
Too much drama, too much craziness going on.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that now? This is not on the sheet. This is about Philly. Do you think Philly is kind of in that sense still the same, or do you think it progressed since then?
Has Philly progressed since back then, like in the early 80s?
Yeah, it has progressed. I actually just went back a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't been back for like 7 years. But it has, because I've seen a lot of places that were built up, which back then it was just straight dilapidated. As far as, people and the mentality, I'm not sure about that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, Philly has definitely progressed, but Atlanta was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
So Atlanta was the place to be around that time if you wanted to make something for yourself, especially in hip hop
Music.
or R&B. I mean, that was the time of, you know, you had LaFace, you had So Def, you had Criss Cross. I mean, Atlanta was just jumping at the time. So if you were going to be successful in hip hop around that time, then you should be in Atlanta. And you know, I'm not sure how she knew that, but she knew.
Well, I don't think she so much knew it, but this guy named Lorenzo was shooting a music video in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So Lisa asked, you know, mommy if she could go to Atlanta. I mean, mommy wouldn't stop her anyway because I believe she was 18 at the time.
I wouldn't listen.
So she kind of told my mom she was going to Atlanta to do this music video. Mm-hmm. So once she got to Atlanta, for her, it was like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm here, the Mecca, you know, the music Mecca at the time. And then it just happened like that.
I remember Lisa was explaining it to me one time. She was like, it's like Black Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah. She told me Atlanta was like Black Hollywood.
Yeah.
She's just saying it. She knew it. She felt it. And she went with it.
It was meant to be.
Yo. You're going to take me out every time you do that. I'm like, Lord. What was it? No, yeah, with her being down there, she took a big chance because it's like she had money and everything. She said she was set. And then, then it didn't work out with Lorenzo, the group she was in when she got down there. And then I think she was homeless, right? Like she was down there.
No, she just did the video with Lorenzo. That's all she went down there to do with him, you know? So I guess from there, it was up to her, you know?
Yeah. So I think that's incredible. Like so we said when you found out she was in TLC, you just found out that was it, like she was just in the group, like was it, you know?
Do you remember the exact moment, Ronald?
I don't know, but it wasn't like a build up, like, hey, I'm trying out, I'm doing this and that. It was just, hey, I'm in a group called TLC and
I don't even know if mommy told me, or Lisa told me, or if I saw something. I don't know how I found out. I'm assuming maybe my mom, probably.
Yeah, I remember when I first heard, I didn't know it was a big deal. I'm like, all right,
me either. And then when I did hear, like Ronald said, I didn't think it was a big deal. Like, okay, she's doing music. She, did come here. I didn't know it was on such a grand.
And then when you realize it, when you realize it, like, what was that moment when you realized my sister just did something big?
Oh, wow.
I think probably when I stayed at my first hotel, because we never stayed at hotels in Philly. We stayed at like motels at the beach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 2-3 stars.
But never a hotel that has like an elevator going up more than one flight. So I think that's kind of when I realized, staying at those 5-star hotels, like, wow, we never thought we would be in a 5-star hotel growing up in the hood in Philly, you know.
And for me, it was just seeing the reaction of other people around her, seeing the screaming fans, how many people would show up for autograph signings, or, if they're going to be at this, a record store signing their CDs. And I mean, the lines were crazy. And I remember one time when my mother got married, I think her second husband, I don't know how they found out. Everybody in the neighborhood saw Lisa through the window of the church or whatever. This was just practice. Do you remember, Rain?
Which wedding?
With Sherman.
Where did they get married?
The second in Philadelphia.
No, I don't really remember.
Okay. You don't remember.
Yeah.
But
my memory's not good.
Yeah, when people in the neighborhood found out that Left Eye was in the church, we could not get out.
What?
They had to have the police come and open up the door to get them out. There was so many people down the streets and everything.
Dang.
It was crazy.
Whew.
And it was just like, wow. It's like, man, this is what's going on. This is the level that my sister's on.
Yeah.
Because
wow.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
How did it make y'all feel?
I don't know.
I know I can't really answer that, but I do know that even though, I did recognize it was on a large level when I stayed at those hotels. And then, when Ronald talking about the way the fans reacted. But honestly, even through that, I still didn't realize how much of an impact Lisa made until after she transitioned and getting the outpouring messages from the fans. That's what really made me realize how much of an impact she played in people's lives. I was like, oh, wow, this is bigger than TLC. This is bigger than us. Like, Lisa really saved some people's lives.
Yeah, all over the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Lisa wasn't a typical celebrity. You know, Lisa didn't hang around a lot of other celebrities. I mean, she had her friends, she had her family, you know, she kept us close. But yeah, she just wasn't like what you would imagine for a celebrity. Very, very humbled, very down to earth, you know, would talk to anybody.
The double combo.
Yeah, I think that's dope though. No, that's crazy. That's crazy because I don't know if I could. I don't know. I think I haven't really had moments like that around me. When I tell you that people just when they blew up, when they became famous, it's like the whole vibe changes. You're now a public figure. I mean, we probably were before, but now you are more of a public figure than you were before. So now it's like now you gotta watch how you move and how you act and who you hang around, who you talk to. Yeah, the kind of business.
That's I'm sorry to cut you off. That's actually one thing I did have to deal with when I went to college, because when TLC first started, I was going to college where Ronald moved to Atlanta. I was just going to college. And when I got to the college, someone had already told people who I was. And I asked my friends not to, because it was this church and everyone from my church went to the same Christian college. So I ended up going there as well. And I told them not to. And one of the guys told people who I was. So then from that point on, I didn't know who really wanted to be around me, you know, for me, you know, eventually I found out, you know, as time went on, but, you know, I just thought that was messed up.
I understand. I don't know. I don't know. It would be hard to really trust people if that was me. It would be really hard to trust people.
And back then, I was the only one that had a car. You know what I mean? A lot of people in college back then did not have cars, especially coming.
That's a whole nother thing. Even about you having a celebrity as a sibling, it's about you having a vehicle. That's one thing.
Everybody wanted me to take them everywhere. I was like, "Can you take me to Blockbuster, return my movie all the time?" Yes.
So we're gonna get to the next part: formation of TLC, the story behind how TLC became a part of how Lisa became a part of TLC, key moments leading up to the group's first major success. The first question: what were all your thoughts when she joined the group? That later, why is it
we kind of went through that.
Yeah, we went through that. Did any of you hear the songs before they came out? Like, did you feel you were seeing like a different side of Lisa, her growth?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, you know, because we all grew up, we had a church upbringing, right? All little Christian kids, we used to go, you know, knock on people's doors and tell them about Jesus and stuff. And I remember one time walking with Rain and Lisa, and we were debating on who's going to be the first person to curse. Me, it's going to be you. Lisa, the same thing. No, it's not going to be me.
What?
I remember in Atlanta when I first learned that Lisa cursed, and not just cursed, Lisa cursed like a sailor, boy.
Oh, she wasn't like that then.
You first
not when she was little. No. What'd you say?
The first time you heard Lisa curse was in Atlanta?
Yes.
Wow.
And she was like, Emma F and blah blah blah. And I was like,
Lisa's mouth was crazy. I think because we grew up so strict, once she was able to curse, that's all she said.
I was like, oh my God.
MF and that. I remember that.
That was one change, and you know, everybody grows and everybody, you know, begins to truly express themselves more as you get older and you start getting rid of some of your older beliefs. So, you know, to me, it was back then, it was a huge deal. But now when I think back on it, you know, it's not that big of a deal, but that was one change that I saw.
Yeah.
Like, he curses now.
Oh my gosh, Lisa curses.
That was definitely a shift. I know that was just shift.
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest shift, was that.
Oh yeah. But in
But
essence, she was still the same person.
But when you did hear the album, did you like feel the growth in her lyrically, like vocally?
I wasn't thinking about it like that, honestly, at all. Like I wasn't even thinking about, oh, she used to write poetry growing up and raps growing up. I just didn't think that in depth about it. I don't know if Ronald did.
I think, the first one that really got me to think serious is when the incident happened with her and Andre, where the house got burnt down.
Mm-hmm.
And, not really sure what Lisa's future was at that point, whether, she going to jail, would she be in TLC anymore, and then, hearing the words to the rap Waterfall, which was so powerful. And, at that point, it started making me think different about, my sister and her growth and things like that. Because at that moment, you can really tell that she was thinking back on her life, that she was growing at that moment spiritually and looking at herself like, what am I doing? And I think that was still part of like the beginning of her path to where she ended up. She ended up being one of the most spiritual people that I've ever known.
For sure, especially at a young age.
Yes. And
Well,
that's when I first started recognizing that.
Good. Where you go? So now this next question is, when you heard her new nickname, QT is gone, Lisa Love is gone, now it's Left Eye. Was it just another one of them things?
To me, it was.
It
I didn't think it was so weird, strange, or anything. I was like, okay. Now, if it was something
so weird,
if it was something normal, I wouldn't have thought that was strange.
It's just weird, like Left Eye. It really took a while to catch on. It's like someone says, "My name is Right Nose." You're like, "What? What are you talking about?" It just sounded really weird. But she explained why she got it. Mike Bivins.
Shout out to Michael Bivins.
Very creative, and sometimes her creativity would pass the understanding of other people around her, so they don't quite know what she's doing, but she knows what she's doing.
And I think that's an issue she had, because she wanted to fulfill a lot of other she wanted to accomplish a lot of other things, and I think a lot of people didn't get a lot of the stuff that she was trying to do.
Yeah, no, that's I feel like that's kind of still a thing to this day. Like,
let me mention the like when Lisa went, quote, missing. That was supposed to be a game. Like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Okay, it was supposed to be a game where you were supposed to try to find Lisa, and then it got spun into Lisa, trying to make people think she was missing. No, that wasn't even the scope of it. But I think it wasn't put together right. There was no social media back then. It just didn't get out that this is a game for everyone to play to win tickets to the MOBO Awards, because that's exactly what it was. So.
And I remember Lisa made me leak that, and I didn't want to, because I felt like fans loved her so much. I thought fans would get hurt, because I was active on like the forums and stuff with the fans back in the time.
Yeah.
And she wanted me to put out there like, hey, I haven't seen my sister in a while. I'm not sure what she is, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't really want to. Like,
are you the one that leaked it?
Yeah, I went ahead and did it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It just wasn't put out the right way for it to be received the way it was intended.
Yeah. And it grew like wildfire.
Yeah. Because they're like, the family doesn't know where she is. I'm like, yes, we do.
Yeah.
But I said what Lisa told me to say.
Right.
I put it out there. You remember we got interviewed on some type of news show, and I felt so bad.
We did?
Yep. Me and you got interviewed about, where Lisa might be, where we worried about her and stuff. The whole time this interview is like, I know she's fine. I know where she is, but I have to lie.
I don't remember that. Is the radio?
No, the guy came out. It was I forget the name of the guy, but it was at the apartment that I lived in Stone Mountain.
Oh my gosh, no, I don't remember.
And they took a clip of me and you like walking up the street, just kind of talking to each other.
No wonder why people said the family didn't know. I didn't remember that even happened.
You gotta find that footage. That's interesting.
Oh, it's somewhere.
Somebody find that footage.
They played the episode, I think, once or twice, and then they pulled it when they found out that it was, you know, like a scheme by Lisa. You know, her little trick or whatever.
You know,
but yeah, Lisa didn't even know that the fans would take it like that.
Yeah,
she actually felt kind of bad. She did not expect, you know, the fans to be that mad and upset.
Yeah.
So it kind of plays. This kind of like segues into the next part. It's called Family's Perspectives. Insights into Lisa's personal life, personal anecdotes from loved ones about Lisa's character and passions. Discussion on her friendship and relationships during her early years. So at this point, it's only one question. It was 2 questions, but technically they were going to be the same question.
Okay.
So one and only is, as Lisa stepped into the music industry, did you see a shift in her relationships with people in general, like friendships, and you know, when it came to her become famous? Like, you seen the shift? Like, I know you seen the shift around you, but did you see the shift around her?
The main shift that I saw were certain people just wanted to be more attached, you know, wanted to always be around her, borrowing money, you know, stuff like that to get access to like the celebrity life. That's what I mostly saw as far as that.
And I think also Lisa became more aware, you know, of what she was involved in. I think in the beginning, you know, it was fun and games. You know, we're going to put this music out. We're going to be rich. And after she realized in the way that the music industry worked, you know, it wasn't really set up to make them rich. And I think she started realizing she couldn't trust everybody around her, especially the executives. You know, they would make money, but they always owed the record label some money. And we were broke. Like, seriously, a lot of people might think like, exaggerating, but no, we were broke. And Lisa was a huge supporter of the family.
Her.
What's up, Jordan? Pointing.
Her right here.
India.
India. Remember when we were going through the bankruptcy paperwork?
Huh?
Remember we were going through the bankruptcy paperwork? We saw how broke. We seen it.
Oh yeah.
I haven't even seen that.
I'll send it.
Yes, please.
We've seen it's we get it. We
lived it. But I mean, to finish my point, I remember it was Christmas. Okay. We were all at my mom's house.
Oh, and Lisa didn't come.
She did not come, and we're sitting there like, we're not opening gifts till Lisa gets here. When's she coming? When's she coming? So I called her. I was like, Lisa's like, when are you coming over? And she was like, I didn't have any money to buy anybody any gifts, so she didn't want to come over. And
I'm like, girl, you can tell over here.
Like, you better come on over here. Like, we don't care about that. Just come over.
Yeah, bring yourself.
I felt so bad because I know one of her close friends told me that she felt really bad because she wanted to buy me another car because the one she bought me got totaled and she didn't even have enough to buy me another car, which I never knew. They like end up telling me way after the fact. And I was like, oh.
It was like 0 gifts. So for Lisa not to get anybody anything, you know, I mean, the count might have been negative. Who knows?
Yeah, but we didn't care, but we didn't care.
But it meant that much to her because, you know, she supported us in so many ways. And one of the ways she really helped us out a lot was financially. And, you know, she probably felt that obligation and felt like she was letting us down. But, you know,
like, girl, you crazy.
In the end, what we loved most was spending time around our sister. That was it. No materialistic things, no monetary value. It was the quality of the time that we always had with Lisa.
I'm glad you expressed that, sir. I'm glad you expressed that. Like, you let her know, like, listen, yes, thank you for doing these things, but that's not, I mean, clearly it's not the reason why I'm around you. Like,
yeah,
absolutely not.
I grew up next to her. Like, that's
you are the Christmas gift, having you.
Exactly. Like, you don't bring yourself over here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She just needed that. I feel like it seemed like she needed that validation, that reassurance directly from you that it's okay.
Yeah, right. That is true because, even with family, sometimes you might start feeling some type of way, like, they're so used to be doing this and that, and will they be upset? And, but she came over and we had a beautiful Christmas.
And I told my family like 20 years ago, it might have been a little less, that I wasn't doing gifts anymore for Christmas because it just becomes about the gifts. And that's actually an example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The consumerism part of it is like, where's the spirit?
That's all it's about.
Yeah.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I was done.
Oh, okay. So before we get to the slides, there's one more section. So Lisa's business sense. We're having a topic discussion. There's no questions about these. Examining Lisa's entrepreneurial spirit and business acumen. Girl, you wrote this.
Acumen.
She probably put in some big words.
Business sense. Her business sense.
Thank you. How her early experiences shaped her approach to her career finances. Like, do you remember seeing certain moments where it awakened in her that, like an intuition, like I actually should approach this way business wise, or taught you something like that?
Well, yeah, she taught me two things that stick out amongst the other things in the background. So the first thing she told me to always shake with a firm grip. And if you know my lyrics to Riding By, which you probably do, Jay,
yes,
it's in there.
Yes.
He taught me to shake with a firm grip to show I mean no monkey business. That line is in there because that is what she taught me. So even today, till this day, my grip is always, firm when I shake anyone's hand. And the second thing, she's like, always own your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she had several businesses, and Lisa never really had any formal business training. So
none.
Everything that she did was pretty much learning as she was, or learning from other people. But yeah, I mean, she was a woman. The only thing that she missed was probably, the business classes and everything. But she had, maybe 6 or 7 different companies.
Or more than that. Actually, when I was going through paperwork, I think it was more like 9 or 10. I was like, because I didn't know about some of them. I'm like, dang.
Yeah. And I think she understood there was a benefit to starting a business for certain things, for write-offs, tax purposes, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very smart.
All right. So we're going to the slides now.
All right.
So we're going to skip certain ones because they aren't care and focused. All right. So the slide we're going to get into is this one.
Look at Lisa,
Shorty 40.
You can't miss her.
Oh, like she's in the middle too, like with the big doughy eyes. It's so cute.
I know. That's like the cutest picture ever.
I love it. I love it so much. I do remember.
That was the first school we went to when we came back from Florida.
Yeah, Cleveland Elementary.
Florida, we all came back. That was the school we went to.
Yep, in North Philadelphia.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So what's the next slide? Okay. Boom.
Ah!
Hey.
That's what mommy made us those ugly outfits, those ugly Jordans.
Hey, but mom's is pretty a dope seamstress. But look at my mom's face. Did she look tired or what?
Yeah, she my mom doesn't like this picture. I always loved it, but she, pointed something out to me. She wasn't happy.
Yeah.
So much stuff going on. Who knows, with her and my dad. But yeah, she doesn't like this picture because of that.
Yeah, you can see it in her face.
She's through.
Mm-hmm. Aw.
I like the picture though. Like it's funny because even though she may have looked unhappy, like she looked good.
I know. That's why I always liked it before she told me that. I just thought she looked really pretty.
Oh yeah, of course.
The next one.
Lisa putting up the rabbit ears behind me. Yeah, people always thought we were twins.
Child, I remember when you shared that. I was like, yes. Because I remember seeing like a close-up. Like just like a close-up of the face. I'm like, we need the full picture. There we go.
Oh, yeah. And that feline shirt, it was Lisa's. But you know how some people complain about hand-me-downs? I couldn't wait for hand-me-downs. I was so happy. I would get Lisa's hand-me-downs because she always got the name brand stuff.
Mm.
I don't know why, but I think because she stayed with my Nana a lot, and my Nana did have money at the time.
Yep.
And so, yeah, Lisa was always over there. So she would come back with like Nike stuff, Adidas stuff, Fila stuff. And I think that's the Fila. Yeah, that's
it
the
was
Fila.
hand-me-downs or nothing.
Yeah, so I love
Hand-me-downs or the same
hand-me-downs.
clothes you've been wearing.
All right, so here's the next slide. This is from Karen. Do you know anything about this day?
Prom.
Yes, that was her wedding, my Auntie Karen's wedding, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I thought that was a prom. That was Auntie Karen's wedding?
Yeah, you can see her with the wedding dress right there.
Okay.
And then she wore that dress. She wore that dress to a prom as well, and a wedding. And I wore that dress to one of my proms because I love it so much.
It's got some.
Yes. That was like my favorite dress back then. Oh my gosh. Now, I can't remember who the people in the picture are. I think they were some cousins from New York, but yeah.
Someone trying to say Todd was in this picture. I'm like, where is he?
No.
They thought the guy on the end was Todd. No.
Gotcha. See, you don't remember what y'all was doing as one when y'all was just, hanging?
I believe we were in New York visiting some family from New York. Yeah. But I can't place who they are, but I think they're family. Oh, that was when Lisa was in girls' high school.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the famous bomber jackets.
That's the girls' high posse.
Yes.
Oh, I remember someone had when they reshared this picture, they were like, "Oh, my mom is in that picture or something." There, they gave a different name. What was the name? Let me pull up.
Somebody's name was Linda
Monet.
Something like that. Linda Monette is another one.
Yeah, Monette or Monet. I remember her name. But yeah, those were some of Lisa's closest friends at the time that went to her high school called Girls High.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I think it was called the Girls High Posse. Right, Ronald?
Yeah. They had this little jingle. They'd be like, "These are the car keys. You'll never get these because I belong to the Girls
High Posse." Yeah.
That sounds good. I ain't gonna lie.
Lisa probably wrote it, I'm sure.
Yeah. But what was it? The person that shared it, they said Super Freak MCs. I'm like, well, that's an interesting name. They might have.
I never heard of that.
Yeah. I don't know. But both names I never heard of until this year. So thank y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's when Lisa did this talent show. I'm not sure if it was at school or somewhere else.
Wasn't one of them one of your cousins?
No, I mean, not that I know of. Oh, wait, yes, Yvette. Sorry.
Yvette.
Yes, Tangie's sister.
And I think it says Tay on the left. Is that supposed to be Tangie or that's somebody else?
No, I don't think
Tangie was younger.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's Tangie or not. She was younger. But yeah, Yvette, yeah, she was like Lisa's age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Left Eye Productions logo.
Yep. Left Eye Productions.
Do you have any memories from that time like this that pops up like, oh my God, this is a great time. Like
Ronald worked for her for Left Eye Productions.
Yeah, I was the A&R for Left Eye Productions. That was the first company that we had Black with before they got their deal with Sony.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we had a lot of stuff going on. We had dancers. In fact, y'all remember the singer Kelly Price?
Yeah.
So her initial dancers were Left Eye Production dancers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We had a whole dance studio. We had the dancers. They went out on tour with her and stuff. So yeah, we were doing a lot of stuff.
Okay. All right. What else we have? This one.
I don't remember that.
Oh, that's Uncle Colin and me.
Oh, shoot. Oh, snap. I never seen that picture.
You didn't recognize me with my body?
No. And Uncle Colin looks so thin. Wow.
That was Uncle Kyle?
No, Colin.
Uncle Colin.
Auntie Karen's husband at the time.
Okay.
Ronald, do you know where that was?
Nope.
That was during the what was it? The MC Hammer tour.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That was one of their first tours.
Yeah, it was their first, I believe.
Yep. No, it was the first tour. It was the first one.
Wow.
Wow, Ron, I did not even recognize you.
Look at them thick glasses.
But those kind of look like Oh, okay. I didn't know if there were sunglasses.
No, no,
the gazelles.
No, I kind of
no name brand. India, no, definitely not.
What did she ask?
They gazelles.
Oh, gazelle? No.
No name brands.
No, they were prescription, and they were about as thick as a Coke bottle.
Yeah, like bifocals.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of mad I didn't put this one picture on the slide, but it was a picture of Ronald standing behind Lisa at the 3 times platinum Crazy Cool party, and you were standing behind her. It's funny. It's a very funny picture. Lisa's just standing there, you know, posing, just with her coat and just smiling, and you behind her like.
Where's your picture? You have it?
I have it. Oh my God! Wait, I have it.
Please, I want to see it.
It's just funny. It's so funny. I'm just like, I wish it just dawned on me. I should have put that in the slide. It was funny. It made it look like Lisa fighting.
I'm trying to find it right now. I gotta see that one. I just scanned it.
Who sent it to you, or you found it?
I bought a pin up, and I was like, oh, that's Ron in the back.
Oh. Wow.
But while you look for, we'll get to the next slide.
Yeah.
So boom.
Oh, Auntie Karen and Lisa.
This is beautiful. I love this. I love this picture. But I'm gonna say that for Aunt Karen. I'm gonna save it for her. This one is the last one we have. It is
Get It Up.
The original video shoot that leaked online, and I saw you in the background, Rain.
Yeah, I was in a few scenes in this Get It Up video. Oh, I did that. You said Ronald did that.
No, I
thought you were talking to Ronald. I was doing that.
Are you talking? I think I found the
on the video. I was doing this in the background. Something I don't remember why.
No, there's a picture, a different picture. Like there's two different scenes. So like two different occasions where y'all both do that.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't think about it till now, but yes, there's 2 different occasions where y'all do that. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't know. Like, what was your time and experience during this video shoot? Like, is there any memories you can share from this shoot?
Man, I was so upset because that was like, besides Girl Talk, that was like one of the only videos I was in, and then they reshot it, and I was so pissed. I'm like, dang it, dang it. But I mean, it was fun. But I guess they didn't like the outcome, so they reshot it. And of course, I think they reshot it somewhere else, and I wasn't there. So yeah.
Yeah, like we was just looking at this. I remember when it came out, we didn't even know anything about this video, like at all, nothing. Right. And then someone just shared the picture and dropped the snippet, and I'm just like, what? There was another video?
Yeah, a whole nother video.
Like this is where the budget went. This is why.
Right. Like the video was done.
They shot like 5 music videos in 1 year. 6 technically, I think. But yeah.
I found the picture. Do you want me to?
Please.
This is the last slide, so I can cancel out. If you know how to put it in, go ahead.
I'm gonna see. I don't think I can put images in here, but let me see if I could share my screen.
But yeah. So okay, we got there.
No, go ahead and look at that. I'm just gonna say some stuff. So yesterday was what, the 17th. So Friday and Saturday was the first time we set up a Left Eye fan experience.
Yeah.
At the Radio Music and Film Conference. It was at the Atlanta Hilton Hotel. And it was amazing. I'll post some stuff on my YouTube channel so people can see the experience. But I am planning to travel with it. So a lot of the fans thank you, because you guys gave me the idea. When I was asking the fans which outfit of Lisa's should I put on the mannequin, a lot of the fans were saying, oh, can you come to my city? Can you come to my state? Whatever. And I was like, that's actually a really good idea, making it a pop-up Left Eye experience. So those are the plans. So
we got an annual Left Eye fan experience, and we have an annual Left Eye bonus expo.
Yes, we definitely do something for Lisa's birthday.
Is this the one you're talking about?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I remember where that was.
Can you zoom in on that?
Yeah.
I see him.
Look at you in the back. You like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know exactly what he was doing.
What?
The person next to them has a camera, and it seems like they probably put their arm in front of Ronald, and Ronald was like moving, like you know.
Oh, moving the camera.
Yeah.
Or there's his hand in front of your face.
Yeah. I think that's what happened. Because they were probably trying to take pictures of Lisa. Ronald's probably like, move out the way.
Alrighty.
That's a cute one.
So, all right. So I've cleared everything I had to say. India, is there anything I have to say before we get to the Q&A?
No, I don't have anything to say. This is just
All right. So there's a whole start section.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I'm gonna start with I mean that already went there. We might as well start with this one. Do you remember the first time hearing Lisa shouting you guys out on "That's the Way We Like Them"?
Yes, I do. It was just, it's awesome. It's awesome just to know that as busy as my sister is, that she always remembered the family, especially me and Rain, and, it's happened before. It wasn't the only song where she gave a shout out. So it's just her way of letting us know, like, hey, I'm thinking about you. I love you.
Yeah. You just keep saying that just to get a reaction. Honestly, it's funny. What was it? The next one is Mr. Hot. What was the recording session like while recording the chorus for Hot for Lisa?
Mr. Hot. Who's Mr. Hot?
Ronald. Like, yeah, Mr. Hot.
Okay, Ronald, I guess it's for you then.
I mean, it was good. I mean, I had a chance to be featured on that song because I had a deep voice. So she had me doing the ooh-ray-us on the Hot song.
Wait,
yeah,
what was
there?
On
what
that,
is that?
on that.
No, what were you saying in that part?
What's that?
What were you saying?
You were singing.
Ooh-ray-us. Hot.
Oh, it was like chant.
And that ooh-ray-us, Lisa told me to say it. It had meaning to it.
You forgot?
Sounds. I forgot. But I know might be something they use in meditations.
It calms you down. The vibrations.
So it was ooh-ray-us. Hot. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, everything I did with Lisa was epic.
That's that's crazy.
So here's our next question. One question I have: did Ron do the hook?
We're just talking about that.
Yeah. And did he write the hook?
I did not write the hook.
If not, what was it like being coached on the hook, and was it difficult to lay it down in the studio?
It wasn't that difficult at all. I mean, I think, Lisa pulled me out to do it. I think she knew I had a deep voice. I could do it. And went in there and knocked it out like a pro.
I wish I was there. I would be making fun of you.
It's so funny because I wonder, how do fans know this? Like,
we read the credits.
What's that?
We read the credits.
What?
Oh, I'm on the credits. Okay.
Yeah, and then you've said it before.
Okay, I don't remember, but
yeah, because I didn't know you were in it, and I've heard you say it before, and I was like, oh.
Yep. No, it wasn't hard at all.
That's dope though, because you got to be in the song. You did the Kick Your Game performance. How was that like, by the way?
Oh my gosh! First of all, I don't know why you were not scared that I was gonna mess up the whole show, because when she asked me to go on stage with them, in my mind I was screaming, "Lisa, are you crazy? I can mess up the whole show for the group." But on the outside, I'm like, sure. No one wants to disappoint Lisa. I didn't want to disappoint Lisa because she believed in me, and back then, people know me now, being this, outgoing person into music and stuff like that. But back then I was not. Nowhere, like I said, Rhythmless Nation, didn't rap, didn't do anything involving music. So that's why I was like, what? So anyway, I went ahead and said, yeah. So we were rehearsing. And in the rehearsals, they kept saying, in the dress rehearsals, they kept saying I wasn't loud enough, right? So that's why, if you notice, on the actual show, I'm really loud. And I remember one fan, their comment, and I thought it was just hilarious. They were like, "Oh, were you the loud girl?" And I was like,
I mean, you did a good job.
Like, you're not loud enough. You're still not loud enough. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be loud.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
but actually, Lisa was kind of upset because someone was supposed to bring a bang. I think it was the hairstylist, a bang to clip on me or to make, so they can make me a bang, because I didn't have a bang back then. My hair was like, almost down to my butt, and it was all the same length. So I think back to it and like, duh, why didn't I just cut a bang? I did not want to cut my hair. You know what I mean? Now we're bangs every day. So she didn't bring the bang. So Lisa had to just do a swoop. She made him just to do a swoop on me. And of course, my ponytail was way long, but Lisa wanted us to look exactly alike, down from the hair, everything. And when we came out on stage, Lisa comes out rapping. The camera was supposed to get me when Lisa comes out rapping, so you would really be confused. And they didn't. And I'm thinking, I don't even know if the camera people knew who was who, but they had the camera on Lisa at first, and she was a little upset, after it, because she's a perfectionist, and she's an artist, and she saw the way she wanted it to be received from the fans. She wanted them to really be confused. Like, they're thinking they're seeing her walking out, and it's not. Then she's over there, and they're like, wait, what? So anyway, it turned out great, but that's the behind the scenes of it.
So the next question is, we're back because we were talking about Hype Williams earlier. He said he has so many unreleased photos of Lisa and would do a coffee table book. Will you be involved?
Yes, for sure. I've actually messaged him a couple of times regarding his picture book. But yes, we will definitely be involved for sure.
Cool. Like, we definitely look forward to it. I can when he shared that, he started sharing them pictures from the shoot. I was like, from Hype Williams from this. Okay.
Yes.
I loved it. Like, Lisa killed that shoot. She did an absolute phenomenal job. Like, it was so tasteful, it was so rich, it was so earthy, it was fashion. Like, I can't stop thinking about this one picture of her where she had the red on, and it was like a behind the scenes photo technically, where she's looking to the side and she's like checking herself out. And I'm like, you look sick. Sickening. Loved it.
Yeah, those pictures are amazing.
High art.
My mind's blown how great that shoot was, and I learned more about it. Just incredible.
Yeah.
So, next question is: will we ever hear any unreleased music? Do you have any, or is it with Suge or in others?
Yeah, there's unreleased stuff. I believe we have the stuff from Suge, but I don't know if we have everything. But we have most of the stuff from him.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff from Suge. I think people think that it's just Lisa recorded all this new music with Suge, and that wasn't the case. I mean, Suge remixed a lot of Lisa's music. It was
a lot of Supernova.
A couple. And I mean, there's some unreleased music, but it's not a lot. And there's a couple of songs that Lisa recorded with track masters that we've never been able to recover. Still, hopefully one day we'll be able to get that. So, once we get everything the way it's supposed to be, then I guess we can, move forward as far as releasing some things.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm just scrolling to see if we missed anybody. So the last one, it was just the same thing. Like, will we ever hear any of her material? So that's literally the most anticipated thing. Supernova release and unreleased music. That's the most anticipated thing. Even for me.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize what it goes into putting out some things. Okay. You have to make sure I's are dotted, T's are crossed. You have to make sure you have all the paperwork. You have to make sure everyone's, been paid what they're supposed to be paid. And if they're not, they're getting what they're getting on the back end. It's not just, oh, okay, let's put it out there. Boom, it's out there. No, it's not like that. So, I just keep saying it's coming. It will come. But there's other things that have to be taken care of before it's released. Yeah. And that's where we are. So,
and just to add to that, I mean, when Lisa transitioned, like none of us were, ready, for what was coming. So, I mean, Lisa had a lot of, business things going on, and, we kind of had to learn our way through this. A lot of paperwork, reading through contracts, trying to find all the masters, trying to find like all the contracts to this and that. A lot of times you felt like you're looking for a needle in a haystack.
Oh, we were a lot of times.
Yeah. So even now, I think sometimes we don't even know everything we have. I mean, there's tens of thousands of paperwork that's stacked on top of each other that, still needs to be gone through.
Yeah, because, back then people weren't just using computers. Most of the things were faxed. So I'm literally having to go through literally all the papers from back 93, 92. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of work. So it's not just, oh, we just want to hear the music. I agree. I do as well. I want it to be released in the US streaming, and it will. Just know that it will. Timing is everything.
I hear you, because like when I drop my music, it can get complicated too when people be saying, oh, I want 50% or I want 25%. I'm like, you didn't write, you didn't arrange vocals, you did not play vocals, you didn't engineer. Like, exactly. Master. So, but it's an argument because everybody's genres is different, and like apparently that's the thing I've learned. Apparently, it's different with genres. So.
Yeah. Just on a larger level.
Yeah. So it's like taking that risk. Is it worth it sometimes? I don't know.
And then, to me, it needs to be done right. Okay, it's only going to be released streaming once in the US, and at least needs to be done right, and that's what's going to happen. So.
All right. I see some more questions on the side. What was it like returning to Honduras after 20 years? I think that was
wow. Well, number one, it was when I touched down in San Pedro Sula, it felt like I was back home. And when I went to the village, to Usha, and they opened the gate, it was just a sense of just peaceful comfortness. And I literally felt like I was back home. So it was very emotional, very healing. And I got a chance to see the lead cook. Her name is Chapita, and she was there on the day of the accident. She was there every time we've ever went there. So she knew Lisa very well. They were very close. And this was my first time seeing her in 20 years. Wow. So when we saw each other, there were no words. We just hugged and just both just started crying. You know what I mean? But it was amazing. It was wonderful. And I plan on going back once a year. So. And Ronald, he went too.
Yeah. But it hasn't been 20 years. I mean, I go.
Oh, yeah, he goes more often.
A couple of years. I mean, my wife is from Honduras. So.
Is this how you met while down there?
Yeah, that's how I met my wife. Down there, taking care of some business, concerning Lisa. That's how I met her.
Okay, all right, look at that. I got something to take me out. The next question is, will we get more unreleased footage of Lisa in Honduras?
Yes, because I am actively working on some projects for Lisa. One will be documentary, whether it's a documentary series or a full movie documentary. I am working on some things now. So yes, you will definitely be seeing some unreleased footage.
Yes. This next one is from Angie. She was actually a panelist earlier.
Angie Thomas!
What do you think Lisa will be doing now, especially in the social media age?
You know what? and me and my brother may have different answers, but a lot of people think Lisa would be all over social media. I'm not sure that she would, honestly. I'm not sure.
I would say Lisa would be making a difference in people's lives. Lisa would be, love you too, Angie. Lisa would be teaching people how to eat, showing people, better ways of living. And whether she did that through a company or, with whichever means. I mean, one thing she was trying to do in Honduras is she wanted to build a facility and have people come out and, just teach them some of the ways that she learned from Dr. Sabi. And I think that's the direction she would have definitely continued to go in if she was still here today.
Yeah, I agree. If she did utilize social media, it probably would be like that.
The next question is, when TLC released their final album, TLC, in 2017, I guess back in 2017, did they contact you all for vocals that they can use for the project? What was the process in your relationship with them now?
You can answer that, Ron.
Okay, so let me say something without saying too much. We were contacted for vocals, but we were also contacted for vocals at the very last minute. It was a project that, they have a certain amount of time to work on. I don't know why they, came to us at the last minute right before a deadline for vocals. But just with everything else, there's certain agreements we have with them, certain things that need to be met before we can, give permission for certain things, and that's pretty much it. I mean, the relationship with them now, there's definitely some challenges, but in every decision that we make it with Lisa on our mind and our hearts, and we try to do what we feel like Lisa would want us to do. There's no ego involved. There's no, hate for, anybody in this.
No, this is a business, It's a business. And at the end of the day, it's a business. And if one party's not holding up their end of the business, then it creates issues. So
yeah. And, we never held anything hostage.
No.
All right. I like that. The next question is, any new updates on the Left Eye movie?
It's being worked on. And again, this stuff is just not simple. It takes time, and I would just say it's being worked on.
Okay.
I like this one. I like this one.
Yeah, Ron actually was supposed to do it this year or last year, actually.
I'll read it for y'all. Would you guys host a retreat to Honduras for the fans to experience some of the things Lisa would teach you while there?
Yeah, that's something that's been on my heart and mind for a while. I'm just very, very busy with my life right now, but that's something that is definitely going to happen one day. I know every year I'm like, this is the year I'm going to do the Honduras, and it's like, no, you're too busy.
When we came back from Honduras, he was all hyped up. We're going to do the retreat next year. We're going to bring everybody. Crickets.
Yeah. Well, it also slowed down when Sabi passed away as well. And then you had a changing of, a lot of things that with and things like that. So, but, good question. That's something that I definitely want to do still.
Yeah, definitely in the plans.
Mm-hmm.
The next question is, Ron, what do you tell your children about Lisa? Are they aware of her art, aware of her as an artist or as a person, or both?
100%. I want my kids to grow up and to feel like they know their Auntie Lisa. For me, even at a young age, I'm showing pictures. Hey guys, Auntie Lisa. My 3-year-old, I show her pictures of Lisa all the time. This is Auntie Lisa. Music comes on. That's Auntie Lisa. So even though that she's not here physically, with them, I still want them to feel like we know and we love Auntie Lisa, and Auntie Lisa loves us.
And then it's important for them to know how important she is and the impact she made, because they have to continue this once we're gone.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I tell them, like, once we're gone, you guys are in charge. So, you know, you need to pay attention now to what we're doing, you know, and how we're doing things, and take it from there.
Yeah. That's very important.
And if they don't, I'm going to hold them.
So the next question is, TLC has received several awards and trophies. Did they send their family any of the recent awards?
Some of them, yes. Some of them, yes. Some we're waiting on, and some we've never gotten. I'll just say that.
Now, we were talking about this part to me and other fans. When T-Boz and Chili were given this, you know, y'all were, India, you were there too. When they were, you know, Dr. T-Boz and Dr. Chili, is it now Dr. Left Eye too?
I was told Lisa doesn't get one. That's what I was told when I asked. So.
That's interesting.
Yeah, my mom was very upset.
I'm in this manner. I am upset because, as a fan, because they wouldn't be where they are if it wasn't for all three of them, not two.
Absolutely.
You're not praising their recent accomplishments, you're praising their accomplishments in totality. And that means you are also acknowledging Lisa Nicole Lopes, also known as Left Eye. The L in the TLC, you are actually giving the doctorates too.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I don't have respect whoever did that. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for the rest of the that's not cool. I don't respect that. I don't respect it at all. I do not respect that. And I'm sorry that y'all witnessed that moment happen.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because I was actually there.
Yeah, like to see that happen is not cool.
Yeah.
Next question is, how was Lisa's relationship with Missy Elliott? They were hip hop to the T during the ladies' night era. They were hip to the T.
Yeah, they were really cool. They were actually supposed to do some music together.
Oh.
Yeah, Missy was actually supposed to be working with me as well on my solo stuff, but she was just super, super busy at the time. But yeah, love Missy. Lisa did as well.
Yep.
We definitely got brushed through it because we got.
Yeah, I know. I see India like this.
Sorry.
I'm like, I know you're not just twiddling your fingers. You're telling him to wrap it up.
Yeah, like, do you guys still talk to the girls from Egypt?
That's their family, always. I just saw Trina in Philly the other day. She braided my hair.
Why they say Lisa stole them from me?
No, what?
Isn't that what? Are y'all talking about Black?
Must be
talking about
Black. Yeah, and Black was never stolen.
Ronald gave them to
Black to Lisa. And, you know, I still worked with Black with Lisa. So.
Yeah, he still worked with them the whole time that Lisa got them signed.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta watch the Unsung episode. Come on.
Gotta watch.
Yeah.
What was it? We already answered that one.
They laughed. I think it was a joke.
Okay.
I do see the laughing face.
But I want to show this part because she's a part of the Novas, which is where me and India is a part of as well. I reached it. Oh, she says, now this is T. She said, now you guys have the Novas to help you out.
What's the Novas?
We are the Novas. Like, we're okay. So the fans, we've been starting to call ourselves the Inetics.
Okay.
So that's our name at this moment. Until said otherwise, and you know.
Y'all didn't even tell us.
Oh, I just found out about it right now.
Oh, okay.
Because I started like taking it to Twitter, and they were like, you know, what if anybody want to call? If we want to name, what we gonna call ourselves? So Inez was a name, but what was it? Me, T, India, Chelsea Fulfilled, and T-Bob's Archive came together, and we started doing this. And we were like, what was it? What would be a name? And T actually came up with the name Novas. So we're a collective of Inez. They came together to create this big picture like a supernova.
I like the Novas. It's funny because literally just last week I was trying to figure out a name for like Left Eye fans. That's so crazy when you said that, because I was like, I like Novas.
I love it, man. I appreciate you guys letting us know that you are here to help us.
Yeah.
Because some people might think, we got it all together and everything, but we need help.
That's exactly what I was talking about at the Left Eye fan experience yesterday. Some fans came and they were just like overwhelmed with emotion and, starting to cry and stuff. And I was just trying to explain to them, you guys don't even realize how much you mean to us. You can come over here.
Yeah.
How much you guys mean to us. And your support is so important, because in the beginning when I would oh no, the other side, you gotta get on that side because it's opposite in there, but it was the opposite. So I just wanted the fans to know that when I first started, being more out there in the light, speaking up for Lisa and making sure, she was seen in the light she was supposed to. Yeah, that way. I would get a lot of hate and backlash sometimes, surrounding certain things that I would speak out against. And I just felt so hurt and torn, and I was just distraught to where I stayed off of, social media. I didn't read comments anymore for years and years and years. And so now I feel like I actually have the fans' support. They're supporting me now, which back then they weren't. It was just like hate. Not everybody, of course,
Yeah.
But I guess a lot of the fans, they know me now, and they know like my motive is not just to be like, hey, look at me, I'm Left Eye Sister. No, I'm trying to continue Lisa's legacy and make sure it's out there in the right light, and if something's not right, I'm gonna speak out about it, So yeah, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate the fans so much, more than you guys even know. And I know that you guys have my back and support me in my efforts, and my entire family in our efforts to continue Lisa's legacy.
I'm glad you see it and you know it's received. I receive it. I'm happy. I'm happy we're having this moment. This is a beautiful picture right here too, by the way. That's beautiful.
Thanks for the hearts.
Who gave us hearts?
India.
Oh, thanks, India.
So one last question, and we can say what we're gonna say, and we got to get time, Karen. So last one. One last question. Does it make you all feel the way when they hardly put Left Eye on the greatest female rappers list?
Yes.
I mean, I don't take it personal. It's a lot of, people have their different opinions. In my mind, in my heart, she's one of the famous. She may not get recognized because she was in a group, but anybody that truly followed Lisa and knew
Yes.
And knew her lyrics and everything. Like I go and I read my sister's lyrics, and I'm amazed. It's like, wow, like she was ahead of her time. The way that she was rapping back in the day. So no, I mean, I don't feel any way about it. It's fine. I know what I feel in my heart.
I feel a way about it. I mean, I don't get upset about it, but I'm just like, dang, like, do people really dissect her lyrics? You know what I mean? And I agree that a lot of times she's not in the groups because she wasn't looked at as a solo rap artist. Because the album did come out, but it was really late in her career, and it didn't even get released over here. So she didn't have longevity as a solo rapper, but she's done songs with other people, and just the content of her lyrics should have her in that category. So yeah, it bothers me a little bit, but yeah.
But I even think like when you see Salt and Peppa as a rap duo, they're named too.
Yeah.
So it's
you're right. You are right.
At the same time, I just feel like she's glossed over.
Yeah, I feel that way as well.
Yeah.
And then just anybody any other questions, you're gonna have to write them. Because
I love the Novas, the name and the people. Oh, Stephanie, Lisa's former assistant. Hey,
Steph.
She's coming up after our Karen. She's coming up next. So we're about to wrap this part up. Is there anything else y'all want to say, or any questions or anything before we tune out and go to Aunt Karen?
One more thing.
Good. Is it? And last thing for me, just want to briefly touch on one of the main things that I've learned from my sister throughout her journey and where she ended up spiritually. Is one thing that she put in one of her songs, that it's never too late to lose who you are and choose who you are to become.
Well, we're jamming it.
You're not happy with who you are, that you have the power to change your life and be the person that you want to be.
And just remember, energy never dies, and believe
it just transforms.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Well, thank you, Ronald. Thank you, Brain Drop. We are
Thank you guys.
happy to have
Thank
you here.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Lisa, your presence has been to and through, thicker than I think any of you realize. We have felt her presence even over here, not even in the room, but over here. Like in wherever we are, we've been feeling it. I actually had a dream about Lisa. She was performing.
Last night?
Huh?
Last night?
2 nights ago, she was performing the song Friends back in 1998 with the braids in her hair. Like she was performing the song Friends live.
Oh, that was a dream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Now let me know about that. But that's all. We're done. We're gonna get Karen in here. Thank you so much to the both of you. We appreciate
Thank you,
You're
guys.
welcome. Thank you, India. Thank you, Jay. I love you guys. You
Yes.
know I do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time again. We really appreciate it.
All right. Talk to you guys soon.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
And stay here, y'all, because Karen, we'll have to bring her right in right now. We appreciate her being patient.
Yes.
Her and Stephanie, thank y'all so much. We have been having so many technical difficulties and timing and scheduling is a mess, but we're getting it together. We're holding it down. We hold it down. We hold it down.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
Have a great night.
Okay, you too. Oh, this painting is by Imitation by Jarrell. It's one of my favorite paintings.
Beautiful.
And he gifted it to me, and I was like, oh my gosh. Just wanted to shout that out.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Okay, bye.
All right, Aunt Karen, here we go. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Karen. How are you feeling? Are you okay? Like we have you waiting. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We're good.
We're gonna bring it back to the beginning for you. We want to hear it. We want to hear it. All right. So, welcome and opening remarks. If you don't know who we are interviewing, you should know Aunt Karen. All right. She is the aunt of Lisa Lopes, but also the sister of Ronald Lopes Sr.
Yes.
So, when I tell you, I be learning some things from you about Ronald from your page, and I appreciate it so much because we don't learn that much about Ronald, you know, besides the abuse and how he was as a father. That's pretty much, some stories here and there too, the wedding, but that's about it. Like we definitely appreciate you sharing pictures and sharing videos. Well, I've never seen videos. I don't think I've seen videos, but pictures and stories about how he was as a brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
as a brother, like you that's blood. You know what I'm saying? That's yours.
Yes.
So we definitely appreciate that. So getting into Lisa's early life and influences, discussing her childhood, her background, her upbringing, insight onto her personality, interests, and early signs of artistic talents. Like, do you have any memories of what it was like on a typical day for Lisa back when she was a kid and she started doing music, or before that?
Yes. So Lisa was the first grandbaby in the family.
Yes.
Lisa was the first baby I ever held. Lisa, I've been with her since birth. Okay. She was always very special, always very smart. She walked at 7 months. And I had to go back because I've got 2 kids and they didn't walk at 7 months. She walked at 7 months. She was just very special. She was always creative. And she was always talented. So my family is very musical. So she gets her musical abilities from her dad. My brother Ronnie, I'm going to take just a couple seconds to clarify some things. He's portrayed a certain way in the documentaries and, basically as an abusive alcoholic. Mm-hmm. My brother Ronnie was a very sensitive, loving person. Mm-hmm. He was the best brother that I could have. So there's 8 years difference between me and my brother Ronnie. He was one of my protectors. Always watched out for baby sis. He loved his children. He loved his wife. He loved his family. He went into the Army. They got all three of my brothers got drafted for Vietnam because that's what they did to the young black men at that time. At 18 years old, as soon as you got out of high school, they took you. Okay. Ronnie got drafted. He was, you get drafted for 2 years. I don't want to keep going on. You get drafted for 2 years. But if you enlist, you can sign up and serve 3 years. So when you sign up, you can control your destiny, or at least you could back then. So he signed up with the Army Band. He toured the world, traveled, played for presidents of many countries all over the world. His experience was not a bad experience in the military. However, the military promotes alcoholism because that's what they do. They get off and they drink. And, you know, there's a camaraderie. It's a culture. Okay. A lot of them that went to Vietnam came back addicted to heroin. It was a culture. It was what they did. All right. So that being said, I know him as a brother. I don't know him as a father and a husband, but there was another side. He was a great guy. He was a decent person because my mother raised us old school. Okay. So we do have values and morals. So anyway, aside from that, I just wanted to clarify, I love my brother Ronnie, love him to death. And, you know, there was another side to him. He loved Lisa with his whole entire heart. They always had a very special relationship. He would do like experimental things, you know, play a few notes on the clarinet and say, name that tune, before there was a name that tune. And she would, you know, they had that relationship with music. He studied piano and clarinet. He taught himself how to play the saxophone, the guitar, the harmonica, and he played the 2 different kinds of saxophone. So basically like 6 instruments that he could play anything he picked up. Lisa had an ear for music and they did musical things together. She played with the piano, you know, they would write songs, practice. There was always music in my house. My dad was a saxophone player. My dad had a big band in New York, Count Basie, Duke Ellington style. He played the Cotton Club, the Savoy Ballroom in New York in the 50s. We all studied music. So we grew up listening to saxophone practice. My brother Tony played the trumpet. We studied clarinet. There's always squeaky horns going on around the house and, you know, misplayed piano keys, but it was a normal thing. Yeah. You know, that may get on people's nerves like, it was just normal. You can play drums and a bass over my head and I really it won't bother me. I don't really hear it. So music was our culture. We had our little 45s. Ronnie was the one that would go to the record store. You probably don't know what 45s are, but the little records with the disc in the middle that you had to play on the turntable.
Yeah, I was seeing them, but I just like
it was a thing. Yeah. You had to go to the record store when you got your little allowance to go buy the records. You come home and play them. You put them on the record player. And me and Ronnie, we would dance in the kitchen, you know, to the new music, you know, get the new songs, you know, it's like the top 40 or whatever. You bought one song at a time on a record. So there was just always music. So Lisa came up with that. We had a little toy piano. There's a video of her out there playing this toy piano. That's from my home movie collection that I shot myself over a cousin's house because my dad was playing the saxophone, the cousin was playing the guitar, and Lisa was playing the toy piano. So that was from, she was born in 71. That was probably like 1973 on a Super 8 movie reel that I preserved for about 40 years that I donated or offered. It wasn't a donation. I did offer it to VH1, I think, when they were doing
Last Day for Lifetime.
Yes. I contributed a lot of I'm the family historian with the home movies and things like that. So a lot of that's my material.
Oh.
All the pictures, home movies. Oh yeah.
Right. I remember. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think I've seen a clip where Lisa and your father maybe were like interacting, like he's trying to dance with her, and she's like she's a baby, and she's trying to dance.
That's her father. That was in our kitchen where me and my mom and dad. But okay. That was my brother Ronnie, her dad, and she was a little girl, little toddler trying to dance with him. And that one, yeah that was her dad. Yeah, we danced, we partied on the weekends, we put the music on and danced around, played music and danced. Either played records, played instruments. Sometimes they blew their horns to the records, so there's just always music.
Okay, all right. I like that. It's atmosphere full of music. I think that was definitely what you needed.
Yes,
she definitely needed that.
Yes.
So what was I trying to think? So there's this question I have. What was a typical day like for Lisa when she was a kid? From an auntie's perspective, what did you say?
It's always adventuresome. I wanted to piggyback on something Raina and Ronald said. When she was a teenager, around 15 or so, she had the little black and white composition book, and she used to write her raps, and she was always writing raps. She wasn't writing her lessons, her English lessons or the math lessons. She was writing her raps, and she would share those. So about when she was 15, she wasn't living with her mom. She moved in with my mom, her grandmother. Teenage years, they started butting heads. So about 17 or so, she moved in with me. So my first husband is a very talented bass player. Lisa he had his own band, so Lisa used to work his shows for us because she was really excited about the music he was doing. So when she went to Atlanta, she went with an artist named Lorenzo, which Raina said. Yeah. Lorenzo had a deal, and he had a video. He had one song, and he was 18. He sounded like Stevie Wonder. They went to Atlanta, and that's how Lisa actually left my house because she was staying with me.
Oh.
She told us about the deal with Lorenzo. She would discuss it with my first husband, because he was in the business. Mm-hmm. And she would say, Uncle Colin, what does this sound like to you? And he's like, well, this sounds like a typical first, contractor deal, So that was her motivation to go to Atlanta. She was also dating Lorenzo's manager. Mm-hmm. So they all went to Atlanta. Lorenzo's deal fell apart.
Yeah.
The manager says, okay, we ran out of money. It's time to pack up and go home. And Lisa says, well, I'm not going. I'm staying. Mm. So the manager is like, you came with me. What do you mean? And she was like that. She was Lisa. That's the way she was. Doing her thing, beat of her own drummer, doing what she needed to do. So she let them return back to Philly with their deal that fell apart. She stayed in Atlanta. And she didn't know what she was going to do, or no, she knew what she was going to do. She didn't know how she was going to do it. I should say that. And everything fell in place for her. So she was always, writing, dancing. She was backup dancer at a little club that the teenagers all gathered at. She was rapping there. Second Cousins. Know about Second Cousins? Her friend Todd has the channel Young Lisa Lopes.
Yes.
He has videos of her when she was a teenager. That's his work. Mm-hmm. He wanted to be, a broadcaster, the interviewer. He had ties to the radio station. He was recording her wanting to on her road to stardom because she always knew she was going to be a star. So there's a channel, if people don't know, Young Lisa Lopes, where you can see her early videos, her amateur videos in Philly when she was a teenager, while she was pretending she was a star and being interviewed as one. Yeah.
May Todd rest in peace as well.
Yes.
What was it? Can you share how Lisa? Okay, I was trying to make sure I get some like questions that are like that you haven't answered because you pretty much answered some of these questions already, which is good. Um, there's one question we did have specifically for you. How did you nurture Lisa's love for entertainment on your end? Besides that part about the music,
Well, I like to think of myself as a mentor of Lisa. I took her under my wing. Um, we shared musical experiences. I think Ronald had mentioned she could go back beyond her years. My father was a big band musician. My father listened to music from the 30s and 40s. It was in our household. Then there became rock and roll, which my father hated because he was old school. We had that in our household. And then we grew up with Motown. So all of this music was happening in our house. Like every generation had their own genre, pretty much. Lisa was exposed to all of that. We had rock and roll. I mean, Rolling Stones, Beatles, not just R&B and Motown. So our experiences and our exposure were quite vast. And I like to think of myself as, helping with that. Studying music. I hated the stuff we had to play, the classical stuff or whatever. You got to play this. I don't like this. But then you develop an appreciation for it, different kinds of music. She had that ear, and she had that head. She put it all together. She really did. The whole package. She had plans on the release of her on her solo project or whatever. The next project was TLC or Supernova. Okay. However, but I believe it was for the TLC project. Okay. She had a plan when the music was released. She was developing a video game to be released at the same time of an album. She had created caricatures, little mini TLC characters to sell at the same time, developing a video game at the same time of releasing the next thing. That's what she was doing when she passed. No one was doing that 25 years ago.
Because it was all 3D, so it's like a 3D game. That's beautiful.
Yes. Ooh. She was like, Auntie Karen, it's all going to come out at the same time. She was just always so excited. And
this is the closest I think we got into what Lisa was thinking about creatively with 3D. Because all we heard from TLC was that she just came up with the name. And she came up with this wonderful concept. It was like, what was it? You know what I'm saying? But
Lisa?
When it comes to TLC, when they talking about the album, from my understanding, they only talked about like just that she came up with the name and she had this concept. And she said she came up with a concept what everybody loved. But I'm like, what is it? And then you gave us this, and I'm like, okay, so maybe she was actually trying to play with the whole three-dimensional thing.
Oh yeah,
characters.
Oh, definitely. Was she, crazy, sexy, cool? What kind of name was that for an album? Yeah. She came up with that concept. She named them. I'm hearing it, so many references. I don't know if it was patented or not, but it was strange when no one had done it before. No one had done anything like that before. So everything she had thought of was so far ahead of her time.
So now I want to get into some slides with you, if that's okay.
Okay.
So these slides, some of them were for like Raina and Ronald, but if you have anything to say, you can, because I have some things just for you as well. And more came to my mind. If it was going to be like this, I would have added some more specifically for you. So what was it? Because I kept thinking about one photo where y'all was at the I don't know if you know anything about the original Get It Up music video.
No, don't know that one. Oh yes, that's she and I on New Year's Eve of 1994, I think, at Andre Rison's house in the bathroom, getting ready to go to the party.
Yes, because I remember. Because it's funny because she looks so young. She was actually 15 or 14. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
girl, what you want that wig on?
Yes.
Like, you look so young.
And that was one of the first times that she got dressed because she's really pretty dressed on. She got dressed to go out. When TLC first came out, they were wearing combat boots, big baggy, pants and oversized shirts, right? Andre Rison didn't like for her to dress feminine and looking cute. He liked the big, oversized look that covered her body. So when she got dressed and looked really pretty like that, he kind of had a problem with that.
Wow.
Well, and this was one of the first nights that she dressed other than the TLC stuff. So this was a special night.
Well, we came across this picture too.
Well, that's my ex-husband wearing the X. How apropos. So, yes, that's Lisa and Ronald. He had his kid and play kind of box thing going on at that time.
Were you one that took this picture? Were you in the room? Like, were you?
I think I might have taken that picture.
Yeah, it was brought to us by this page, and we weren't sure, so we wanted to talk about it. To talk about it with y'all.
I'm not sure where we were.
This was the the MC Hammer tour.
Yeah.
Tour.
So that probably okay. We went to see them in Allentown, PA, I think. So that was probably that. But I think I took that picture.
So here's the next line. If you know anything about Left Eye Productions, did you ever work with them or?
No, I just remember when she had that. I believe she had Black that she had found and taken under her wing, and she was working on Egypt. She had another young lady named Nandi. She had several artists that I think Tangi, her, several that she was working with, in her production company.
All right, what's this one? That's Lisa and Yvette.
Oh, cousin Yvette. Okay, so that's Tangi's sister.
Yvette is Tangi's sister?
Yes.
Got you. I was wondering if that was Tangi on the left, but we can't really.
It might be. I'm thinking it might be.
It says T or Tay, but
it says what?
It says T or Tay because their names are written on the clothes. So we see Lisa at the bottom. We see Yvette right here. It looks like it says T or Tay.
Oh, it might be Tangi. That's a T.
Yep.
Yep. It's probably Tangi.
So this group.
That's Lisa. I remember when my mom bought her the blue bomber jacket because she had some matching blue boots to go with that. And then the next one is Rhonda because Lisa and Rhonda had it was Lisa Love and who was Rhonda? Was that Too Sweet and the Heartbeat?
Yeah, they were saying that earlier.
Okay, I think that's who they were. The other two young ladies I don't recognize. Looks like the subway, probably from Girls High, coming out of school, going home from school.
Because I think one of the members' mothers was saying they were called the Super Freak MCs.
Oh yes, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that name. Okay.
So let's see what else. I don't know if you have know anything.
Okay, so that's at a family reunion in Newark, New Jersey. I have a family who owned a daycare. This was about 86 or 87. So that would have made her about 15 or 16. My family had a daycare called Babyland. And 30, 40 years ago, daycares weren't that popular. So this was a huge daycare with a large kitchen. They fed the community, really, really large facility, and my family owned it. So I also have a huge family. We had a family reunion at this venue that year. And those were some of the first cousins.
Okay.
I can tell you who they are. I know one is my cousin Troy next to Lisa, and the other one is my cousin Sean on the end. Sean lives up the road from me where I live now. Troy, I was just with my Aunt Evelyn, his mother, about 2 weeks ago. And the other gentleman I was told was somebody's boyfriend. Who knows who he is?
Well, now here's the thing. Someone tried to say Todd, which was Lisa's boyfriend at the time, was in this picture. But
no Todd.
Yeah,
No.
I don't see Todd. So there it is.
None of that's Todd. And that was before Todd. I'm pretty sure that was before Todd because she was about 15. Todd, I don't know. He may have been somewhere around that time. But he's definitely not in the picture. Oh, yes, that's her dancing at my wedding.
It's a beautiful picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful picture. Like I wish I don't know if you ever had the pictures of you and her together, like at the wedding.
I don't even know. I don't remember. Ooh, that's one of my favorite pictures. So that's me in the blue. Mm-hmm. That's my best friend, Terry. My best friend is 3 days older than me, born the same year on the same street in the same hospital. We've been friends since we were 5. So that's Terry, and that's Lisa on the end. And Lisa was about 14. 14, yeah, I don't even think 15, probably more like 14.
What was going on in this picture?
Cookout. See the aluminum pan on the stove?
Yeah, I seen it. Like, there gotta be some cookout going on.
I'm holding up the green beer bottle. We won't mention the name. Back door is open because the grill is going. That was a cookout. That was my house. That was my house in Philly.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? So this one, I'm pretty sure you remember. Like,
I think I took that picture too.
Oh.
Yeah, that's at my mother's house in Philly. That's probably let's say Easter or Thanksgiving dinner because every holiday we got together at my mom's.
Got you. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think that was for like Raindrop and Ronald.
Yeah. I think that was when they were living in they were away. My brother was in the army, so they lived in Kansas. They lived in Pensacola. They lived in several places, and I think that was when they were away. I'm looking at how old Ronald is there.
Let's see what else. This picture is so cute.
Cleveland. Oh wow! I see the little one in the front.
Mm-hmm. Our little one.
I went to Cleveland Elementary School. That was the neighborhood.
Damn, all of you went to Cleveland Elementary School.
Ronnie went to Cleveland. My brothers went to Cleveland.
Wow.
Yes.
It is tradition.
Wow. Look at that. I don't think I saw that one before.
Wow. What was it? I think this was the last one.
That's me. Okay. So that's me on the right. Mm-hmm. I was 16. I told you I took her under my wing. I really did. Yeah. I took her with me and literally had her under my wing because every female needs a woman that she can talk to and relate to. And I was that auntie. It's got something that you can't talk to anybody else about. You can talk to me because we need to, just us. So she was 3 years old in this picture, and I was 16, and that's another friend of mine, Marianne. So that was I'm telling my age, but that was the summer of 1974.
Oh, now this is a beautiful picture. I always loved it. I was like, "Who's the girl? I can't remember what the girl is."
Oh, I love that too because she's such this little sweetie pie. She was the sweetest little child. Yeah, she was smart. She's always been happy, bubbly, affectionate, very loving. I'm not sure. I have seen her angry. I'm not sure I've ever seen her having anything bad to say about anyone.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's technically it from the slide. 'Cause I think it was. Yeah, this was it.
Okay.
So, all right. So, because we got to get to Stephanie as well.
Yes.
Is there anything you would like to say? Any questions you have? Because I feel like you answered all our questions at the moment.
No, I really appreciate you guys with her legacy and keeping her memory alive. It's so refreshing to know that so many people still remember her and care about her. I started substitute teaching recently, right? And the students I'm teaching are in high school, and I'm asking them, you weren't here. She was gone for 20 years. So you guys, I'm asking people, do you remember a girl group named TLC? And do you remember Left Eye? And some of them do. And that's surprising because they were born after she left us and they know who she is. So that makes me feel real warm and fuzzy when, it's like from your parents or whatever music you're growing up with, Lisa and TLC are still being included. So that was a recent experience I had. But I appreciate the fact that you guys are helping keeping her memory alive and keeping the fans involved. And we had a great music fest in Atlanta last May. It was really nice. I think it was one of the nicest ones. And Ronald said they want to do it every year. Yep. And I'm encouraging him to do it at the same place at the Atrium in Stone Mountain. It was so nice. So hopefully we can all get together there, for the next wellness expo.
Yes.
I definitely want to be there. I definitely want to be there. I just got to make it happen. We got to make it happen.
Yes. Okay. Right. Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for your time and patience. We truly appreciate you.
Yes.
No problem. All right. So I can go backstage and watch Stephanie?
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Go ahead.
We have different panels for everything different. So it's like, you won't be able to be backstage for that one, but you can still like watch it. You know what I'm saying?
You can stream on YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube.
Okay. I'll find it. All right then.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna close the stream out so we can transition.
Yeah, I don't know how to disconnect.
Go right on to Stephanie, y'all.